sure, baby girl.
Urbyn Skyy came from a dream. I had a dream that I had a business that was selling socks, which is so weird to say, but that's honestly where it came from. I used to play sports. I used to play basketball, so I always really didn't like the fact that I had to wear a uniform and I had to look like everybody else, and you know, I never liked that. So when I played basketball, I always wore like really funky socks that kind of stood out on the court. And I tried to, like back when I was in high school, Nike ID was a thing. So I would go on Nike ID and I would make like a custom shoe for the season. So I always like used sneakers and different accessories to kind of stand out on the court. And that kind of followed me outside of basketball into just my everyday dress. So yeah, I was living in Charlotte, North Carolina at the time, and I had the dream, and I started like writing out different sketches and ideas for these socks that would be a part of my business and a part of my company, my brand. And I sat on it for years and I did absolutely nothing with it. You know, it was just like one of those things like, okay, that was a nice idea, but I'm not really gonna do anything to bring that idea to fruition or really, you know, just bring it to life. So I didn't. And then years went by. I found myself hating my job that I was at. I found myself like being really homesick and being super far away from my family. My job kind of limited how often I was able to come home. So it was just like a compounding feeling of like, I am miserable. So I quit my job that I had at the time. I moved back home with my parents. I was, you know, I was in a transition in my life. I didn't know what my next job would be. I didn't know where my career would shift. I was back home after being away from home for so long. So that was also like a little weird within itself. And I was just trying to find something to give me that fulfillment and find something that I could really pour myself into and I could really devote myself into at a time where it was so many question marks all around. And when I was unpacking my stuff, I came across the book with all these ideas and all this stuff like that. So, of course, when I quit my job, they liquidated my 401k. So I took some of my 401k and I started Urbyn Skyy, and I had a lot of support from my family, from my friends who poured into me and encouraged me and like supported me through the whole process of finding a manufacturer and, you know, what's my logo gonna be? What's this part gonna be? Because it was a lot. I never thought I would be a business owner. I never saw myself as an entrepreneur. So stepping into that by itself was a challenge and something that I was very excited about, but also, you know, it's risky and it's fearful, especially just to shift mindsets from like, I don't think I would ever run a business to now I'm thinking about starting my own business. So yeah, that's really how it came about. And I think I started with like 12 sock designs, like 12 or 13 sock designs, something like that. And it just, you know, it's grown from there. So now we have, I think I have over 30 sock designs. We have dad hats. I have satin-lined bucket hats, which are some of my favorites. And I'm coming out with trucker hats on my birthday this year. So I'm thankful for how Urbyn Skyy has started in the journey and where we are now. But yeah, it literally started, Urbyn Skyy literally started from a dream. I think the two most difficult parts of it are quality control and self-sabotage. I feel like with quality control, entrepreneur, business owner, any creative, I feel like quality control is always going to be something that I don't want to necessarily call it a struggle, but I just feel like it's a factor, because when you put something out that you're sharing to other people, that you want other people to experience, other people to consume, other people to spend their money on, you want it to be quality, you want it to be good. If you're a painter, you want to paint beautifully. If you're a singer, you want people to enjoy your music. If you're an artist, you want people to enjoy your art. And I feel like as a creative, as an entrepreneur, I want people to connect with my brand and connect with my products, but I also want my products to be quality. I want people to be happy that they spent their money with me. I want the products to last them. I don't want the heel worn out on the socks after 2 wears, or the hats falling apart. I want it to be quality, especially being that I'm asking people to spend their money with me. I definitely want people to be happy that they purchased. And I also feel like with any business, that's what you want, because that's how you get return customers. You're not gonna buy a bad product multiple times. It's kind of like, you got me that time, you're not gonna get me again. But I want people to know that it's quality. I want people to know that it is a good product. I want to stand behind quality. I don't want to stand behind just any old thing. And you know, a part of that quality control, my manufacturer is in China, you know, so I don't have the opportunity, and like I don't have the opportunity to touch my materials before I get them, or see the fabrics or see the colors in person before I get them. So I have to be very meticulous with the quality control, with the swatches, with the fabric. I ask for videos, I ask for very detailed pictures when I'm going through the design process and choosing colorways and things like that, because I'm not going to see, feel any of that until I get it in my hand once it comes across the ocean. So yeah, quality control is definitely something that I feel like it's a constant focus and can sometimes be a very difficult part of creating products and designing products and bringing those to life and putting those out for sale. I think another struggle is self-sabotage. And again, I really think that most of the hardships and the struggles and hurdles that entrepreneurs go through is the same thing that any creative goes through, right? So it's just like that little voice in the back of your head that's kind of like, nobody's gonna like this, nobody's gonna buy this, nobody's gonna support this, like this isn't good enough, this isn't bold enough, this isn't, it's just like this isn't right. But I feel like the confidence that I have in myself, it's with me regardless. Outside of my business, I'm confident in myself. Outside of my business, I feel like I'm the coldest, I'm the rawest, I'm the toughest. That's how I feel about myself. And I feel like I carry that into my business. Urbyn Skyy is an extension of me. So no matter how much doubt I have, no matter how much fear I have, no matter how crazy the risk seems or whatever, the confidence I have in myself outweighs that, and the confidence I have in my brand outweighs that. So I feel like that's why even when I have those moments of self-doubt and comparison and self-sabotage, I reel it back so quick, because I'm just like, what? I'm cold. Urbyn Skyy is cold. To me, I have the best socks, I have the best hats, I have the best everything. That's how I see my brand, because that's how I see myself. I see myself as the best. I fall short. I, you know, have things that I can work on. I have things that, you know, I'm still growing as an entrepreneur. That's fine. But at the core of who I am and how I feel and how I represent myself and how I express myself is I'm the coldest. So that self-sabotage, it is a voice that I always have to trick out of my head, but it's not a voice, it's not the loudest voice in my head. And I think that's the main thing. The self-saboteur has to be a quiet voice, because I also think that that self-saboteur challenges you, right? To make sure that you are putting your best foot forward, to make sure that nobody else can put that doubt on you, because you already overcame the doubt within yourself. So the self-saboteur, if you allow it, it can sabotage, but I feel like if you allow it, it can also encourage and motivate and keep that flame under you too. So you have to have that that inner confidence to get over all of those hurdles and take your time and not feel like you have to rush, and really give yourself grace to learn and to fall and to fail and to get back up and learn again and fall and fail and get back up. And you know, you gotta be Ali. You have to get up every single time you fall. You have to learn every single time you fail. You have to try again and again and again and again and again and again. And you know, it all works out. And then you can look back. Of course, hindsight is always best, but you can look back and really see how much you've overcome and how much you've learned. And you can see the progress that you've accomplished, and you know, the things that you've accomplished and the milestones. And I feel like that is, you know, that's the silver lining, that's the light at the end of the tunnel. So currently Urbyn Skyy has unisex socks, we have unisex distressed dad hats, we have unisex satin-lined oversized bucket hats, and releasing on my actual birthday, we are coming out with our unisex trucker hats. I wanted every product to be unisex because, again, Urbyn came from me loving sneakers and that athlete kind of like that athlete kind, I don't want to call it a lifestyle, but that athlete environment, and being very like into sneaker culture and things like that. But I have a big foot, so I wear and I hate that I'm even saying this, but whatever, I wear a size 10 in men's, right? So I have a big foot for a woman. I wear men's sneakers. So when I decided to come out with a sock line, I didn't even think about women's sizes, because I'm like, I don't got little feet like them other girls. I got big feet. I have a nice size foot. So I didn't want to be selfish, right? And just be like, oh, well, y'all just got to figure it out. So I wanted to make sure that the accessories, especially the socks starting off, were unisex, just because I wanted the tall Bigfoot girls to have socks. And I wanted, you know, I did want to include the women with the smaller feet, even though they never included me. And then once I had the socks and I started looking to add additional products to the brand, I wanted to keep it unisex. And I think that's why I want to keep it to accessories. And why I'm a little hesitant to getting into like shirts and hoodies and crew necks and things like that, because I think I want to keep it unisex and like extra small, small, medium, large, extra large, 2X. Like that to me is a little overwhelming. Unisex, I feel like it fits a broader range of people, which I feel like is better for the customer base that I want to reach. I'll never say never. Yeah, again, trucker hats are coming out on June 7th, so definitely stay tuned for that. So the funny story about me releasing these trucker hats, I never ever wanted to sell trucker hats. It was never on my bingo card that Urbyn Skyy would sell trucker hats, because me personally, I don't wear trucker hats. I don't wear trucker hats. So it didn't make sense for me to sell something or have something a part of my brand that I didn't personally align with, which is why I never saw myself selling trucker hats. However, I had a dream again, and this was of course a while back now, but I had a dream that I was celebrating my birthday and I had on a trucker hat. I actually had on this trucker hat, which is the first design and colorway that I came up with because it was the one that was in my dream. But yeah, I had a dream that I was celebrating my birthday in a trucker hat that says "Sky's the limit," and it was an Urbyn Skyy trucker hat. I am a Christian. I have a very strong and growing faith, and I truly believe that God talks to me when I am asleep. God talks to me in my dreams, because I feel like when I'm awake, I have so many thoughts going on and so many other voices in my head that God waits until I go to sleep so he can be the only voice. So he can be the only thing I see, the only thing I hear. There's no distraction. There's no 12 other thoughts. There's no to-do list in the back of my head. It's him. And I feel like he talks to me so vividly and so clearly in my dreams. If you know me in my personal life, and you know this, like, I take my dreams very serious because I truly feel that that is how God directly, clearly, loudly speaks to me. I have deja vu all the time. A lot of my dreams I see happen. So I take my dreams very serious. So as soon as I saw that I had a dream in a trucker hat, I literally woke up and I pulled up my phone. I was on my notepad, like writing what I saw in the dream, trying to remember every little part. And then I just started working on it. I started looking into it and trying to figure out when I wanted to come out with it, how I wanted to market it. You know, just like then the business mind kind of kicked in. But yeah, they came to me in a dream, and I felt like with me seeing the dream of celebrating my birthday in a trucker hat, I felt like it was only right to release the trucker hats on my birthday. So the trucker hats will be available on Saturday, June 7th, my 35th birthday. And that is the release date for the trucker hats. And I'm excited. I feel like I have to be obedient. I have to listen. And, you know, God gave me the business in a dream. So it's only right that he give me another idea in a dream. Especially, I think because I was so against having trucker hats, that's really why he gave it to me in a dream. Like, no, girl, you may not wear trucker hats. You may not be a personal fan of trucker hats, but you need to put trucker hats out. So trucker hats are coming out. There's 6 designs. 3 of them have 3 colorways, like the print, the background, and the hat are 3 different colors. And then 3 of them are 2 colorways, where the hat and the print are 2 different colors. So yeah, 6 designs. And now I'm excited about trucker hats. Outside of work, I really am passionate about all things creative. I am a left brain thinking Gemini. So I am drawn to everything that kind of pulls those creative pieces out of you. I love museums, I love art, I love music, I love instruments, I love paintings, I love sculptures, I love poetry. I myself am a content creator in the beauty lifestyle niche. So, you know, I love makeup, I love putting on makeup, I love creating different looks and bringing things together. I feel like it's just, it really all comes down to self-expression. I am an analyst for a telecommunications company, so my 9 to 5 does not really tap into my creative as much as I would like. But I do feel like at the core of who I am, like I love all things arts. I grew up in a music house. My mom sings, my dad sings. I was, you know, very into the choir growing up. I used to, you know, look up to Whitney Houston. I thought I was gonna be, you know, the next Whitney Houston child. those are the things that I think I will always be drawn to. I think I will always be pulled to. I will always incorporate them in my life. Of course, my business allows me to have that creative outlet. I was a creator for AB Sessions Open Mic in Washington, DC, which is an open mic platform, and, you know, kind of getting my toe into the music and entertainment industry. That I feel like was another outlet for what's just at the core of me, and what just comes naturally, and something that I can't help but be passionate about. I feel like I'm so aligned with the arts and creators and the creative world that is like it's second nature. Like I feel like I have to try to be an analyst at work. I don't have to try to be a creative, and I think that's what makes it a passion compared to like an interest or a hobby, because it's second nature. It's just like a part of my brain, a part of my heart, a part of who I am that just recognizes that, acknowledges that, aligns with that, and just, you know, partakes, pours into, receives. Like it's a very reciprocal relationship. I'm just all the things. The future for Urbyn Skyy. I want Urbyn Skyy to be an accessory powerhouse. I want Urbyn Skyy to be a one-stop shop for all things accessories. Yeah, really all things accessories. So we have socks, we have hats. So we got the top of the head, we got the sole of the feet. I still want to venture into like fanny packs, toiletry bags, makeup bags, small luggage, beanies. I do see Urbyn Skyy kids. Like I want to have options for kids and little footies and little baby socks. So, you know, like the whole family can have Urbyn Skyy socks. The whole family can have Urbyn Skyy hats, things like that. Of course things change, and who knows what the Lord is going to tell me when I go to sleep. But I feel like apparel wise, I would really, right now, again, I could change my mind, and who knows what the Lord would tell me, but right now, as far as like apparel, I can see t-shirts possibly. I could see crew necks possibly. I could see varsity jackets possibly. I love a varsity jacket, so I could definitely see myself kind of getting creative and venturing into that. But that's really about it. I don't think I want to really get into clothing I don't want to get too far into clothing, you know, but I'm also open to where the company grows and the shifts that we make and the adjustments that we make. So again, I never want to close myself off, but just me today, yeah, clothing wise, I can only see shirts, crew necks, and varsity jackets. But I really want to get into all things accessories. I really want to get into luggage. I'm so curious about luggage, bags, book bags, you know, things like that, that I feel like are year round. They're all age, all gender, all everything, all demographic. It really hits everyone year round. There's no season for it. You know, you can buy a book bag anytime. You can buy a fanny pack at any time, you know. So that's kind of where I see the future for Urbyn Skyy. I'm excited to see how it grows, and I'm excited to see where it goes. That rhyme. But yeah, that's kind of the vision. That's the vision that I have. I'm very grateful for where I am as an entrepreneur, where I am as a business owner. I'm thankful and grateful for my brand. I saw this quote the other day, and it says, "Feel the fear and do it anyway." And I think that reigns so true, because running a business is really a risk. Investing in yourself, believing in yourself is always a risk. I feel like it's so easy to talk yourself out of something. It's so easy to deter yourself. It's so easy to let others deter you. I've been very blessed with like the most supportive family, the most supportive friends. I'm gonna try not to cry. I've been so blessed with a family that supports me, friends that support me, that push me, that encourage me, that motivate me, that pour into me so much. I feel like there's I mean, of course I'm confident in myself, but having that behind me all the time is such a blessing. I'm so thankful for where I am with Urbyn Skyy, from when we first launched in 2019 to where we are now. The growth that we've had, the products that I've added to the brand, the products that I'm still continuing to add. You know, I don't have a business where I get 20 orders a day. I don't get 20 orders a month. But I continue to go. I continue to strive. I continue to desire to be better. I desire more for Urbyn Skyy, and that requires more from me. And I do my best. You know, I'm so thankful for my job. You know, I have a 9-to-5 and I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm so thankful for my job because my job allows me to pour into my business. The level of gratitude that I have, the level of appreciation, the level of support, the level of thankfulness that I have regarding my business outweighs the slow months and the weeks with no orders and the ups and the downs, and just trying to be consistent and keep that in mind to keep me going. I feel like Urbyn Skyy is a part of my purpose. I don't think it's my only purpose. I think it's a part of my purpose, and growing in that and allowing myself to learn and evolve and fail and pick myself up I feel like it's the main thing. So, but yes, that is all. Again, my name is Jontee. I am the owner, operator, everything for Urbyn Skyy. Be on the lookout for our trucker hats that are coming out on my birthday, Saturday, June 7th. Yeah, socks are 3 for $25. We have bundle deals, free shipping on all orders over $50. Definitely check us out, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.